Recently I decided to do a video on the tier 6 tank destroyer Nashorn, and as I was posting the link to my channel onto the clan Discord server, one of the clan members wrote back and said, "Love to see more TD videos. Any chance you could do tier 7 because these are the ones I'm currently grinding?" Well, I've never really done this before, but because I've always said that this channel is here to help people, clan members and non-clan members alike, and all types of players, I decided, well, why not? So this is the fruits of my labour. I went out this morning and had a few games in some tier 7 TDs, and let's see the results. Hello again everybody, and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz. Now, as I said, this is kind of a request video. When I was posting the link to my video on the Nashorn into my clan Discord server, one of the clan members asked if I could do a video on tier 7 TDs. Well, I've always said this channel is here to help and that all requests will be welcomed, so that's what this is. So I went out and I picked 3 tier 7 TDs, which for me are the good, the bad and the ugly. That doesn't mean to say one of them's good, one of them's bad, and one of them's ugly. One of them's very good, one of them's mediocre, and one of them I'm really poor at. So, first off, we've got the Jagdpanther. Now, I actually like the Jagdpanther. It's one of my favourites at tier 7, but it's not my favourite. So this one for me is the bad, the one I really want to root for, but just don't seem to be able to, because I'm better at the Jagdpanther too. Just the way it rolls, guys. Anyway, the Jagdpanther in real life was a really good tank. It actually was a very good tank. My disappointment in this tank is its gun, because this is the same gun, top gun, you get in the Nashorn, which is a tier 6 TD. Okay, it dishes out 300 damage, it's got a relatively nice reload, and it's an effective and accurate gun, but you get it in a tier 6. Surely you could have got something a little bit bigger in a tier 8. Oh, well, maybe historically it didn't come with a bigger gun, and Wargaming have stuck to the historical side of it really closely. So fair credit to them, that's what I say. What I've done here, I've decided to camp in the Jagdpanther. I'm almost the bottom tier tank, but there's nothing wrong with camping. But let me just dispel a few myths. There is absolutely nothing wrong in this game in camping, as long as you camp effectively. I am in a TD. I am in a TD that hasn't got the best armor profile in the world. It hasn't got the best mobility in the world, and it has no turret. Couple that with the fact that I'm also the bottom tier tank and almost everything on the other side can waste me. Me going up there with the rest of the team and yollowing away would have resulted in me getting wiped out and being back in the garage and being about as useful as a chocolate teapot. So I'm camping and I'm raining fire. I've already put in 838 damage into the other team. Okay, I've not wiped anybody out, but I'm doing my job as a tank destroyer. I am raining damage and taking away hit points from the enemy, and I'm helping my team do what they need to do, which is destroy other tanks. Now, you can see there's a T-28 prototype. He's in trouble because he's a TD, just like me. Okay, he's got a kill, but he's in trouble. He really is, and you know, okay, big deal, he got a kill, but this game isn't always about you getting the kills. Your game is about you as a team killing the other team. Now, I've now done 1500 damage. I've still got full hit points. Many people would be throwing their toys out the pram at this stage saying, "You're camping, it's disgraceful, blah, blah, blah." But I'm doing my job. Almost every shot is on target. Okay, I've bounced a couple, but that's not the point. I'm putting fire down consistently and regularly and when I can. Now, that WZ-110 is a difficult tank for me to penetrate, but I'm taking his hit points away. I've now done 2000 damage. They've got 3 tanks left, we've got 4 tanks left. And this is the point about camping. Don't just camp for the sake of camping. Camp effectively. Get into a position where you can rain fire down on the enemy and get rid of their hit points and support your team where you can. Now, I knew my team were going right. Now, I've got to reconsider my position. I've got 2 of my team taking out the AT-15 on the base. I know the WZ-110 is up there. and I know there's an IS-2 there somewhere. So I've still got my full hit points. Now it's time for me to use those hit points that I've been protecting and try and get that WZ-110. He's there somewhere. I am not a one-shot to him. I'm really not. I know I can probably waste him and send him back to the garage. I'm going to get hurt. Of course I am. He's going to hurt me, but he's not going to wipe me out. And that's the point. So now we spotted him, and now we're going to do a hit point trade. There he is. Let's get one into his back. He's now only on 48 hit points. I can call... Oh, but my teammate gets him. And you see there, he's taken out 300 off me. And we also light up the IS-2, who is stuck. So, happy days. Now we can rain fire on the IS-2. We've got 2,600 damage. The IS-2's down to 72. He's gone. Just shy of 3,000 damage. We lost 300. The Chieftain took out 4 kills. Really good. And guess what, guys? We get a second class. We didn't do much. We're not going to get first class or anything because we're not spotting or anything. And we're the top tank. When you camp effectively, you can camp well, and you can be a real asset to your team. I mean, we were the top tank there. Look, 2,700 damage. That is how you effectively camp. The idea of the game, guys, is winning the game, not getting all the kills in the game. I can't say that enough. Next, we have the SU-100M1. Now, this is my good. This is by far my favorite Tier 7 TD in Blitz. I love this little Russian Tier 7 TD tank. It is unbelievable. It really is. Now, this tank dishes out the same amount of damage as the Jagdpanther. It's around 310. It has slightly better penetration. It has better mobility, and boy, will it bounce. I mean, this thing packs a punch. Okay, I didn't bounce that there, but I've already bounced 440. I'm right up on the front line. The good thing about this tank is its front. I mean, if you look at the armor inspector on the front of this tank, it is unbelievable. I've just bounced another 200. I've now bounced 640 in this thing. I'm down to 94 hit points. I've got almost all the red team around me. They would love to wipe me out, but none of them is pushing on me, which they should have done, really. And I'm just having a whale of a time in this tank. I've caused just over 1,000 damage. The the T25AT missed me there. I bet he's kicking himself now. I'm able to now cap a base because my mobility is good. Okay, the gun depression on this thing is pretty non-existent, but you don't need it. It's a TD, realistically. I'm going to cap out here. I know that there's a Tiger 1, etc. down in look at it, beep spot. I'm more interested in this T25AT. So is the SU next to me. We're going to now sort of pincer move into him. I'll go left, he'll go right. We'll get him eventually. I'm being careful, but I'm not being that careful. I know the front of my tank is pretty solid, and it is pretty solid. And he goes. Not bad for a little tank, little TD that's only got 94 hit points. Now, guys, I do not recommend you play this tank as aggressive as this. I just wanted to show you in this game, and I seriously got lucky, how aggressive you can play this tank. Oh, Tiger 1, not my... And there's an SU-100Y on a full hit point. He's got full hit points. He's dangerous. He's going to blink at me and I'm going to die. But he's more worried about my other team than he is about me, which is great because I'm just going to keep raining in 300 alpha. Oh, missed him there. Hit the side of the warehouse. Now maybe he's going to look at me. Yes, he is. Too late. My reload is a lot better than his. Wow. A game that lasted 3 minutes. We did 2,200 damage. We bounced 640. We got 3 kills. We got a second class, which is pretty low in this tank, to be perfectly honest with you. And boy, were we aggressive. We were the second best tank there. And just goes to show how you can play these tanks when you want to. Now, last up, the AMX AC-46. This is my ugly. I just don't get on with this tank. Now, stat-wise, it's no different to the Jagdpanther and the SU-100M1, which we've looked at. It dishes out the same amount of damage if you put the top gun in. It has the same penetration values as the top gun on those tanks. Well, slightly less. It's 202. It has the same reload time and the same rate of fire. Its mobility isn't that bad. I just don't get on with it. I mean, the armor on the front is not the greatest. It's strongish, especially the mantlet, but it's not the best, in my opinion. And I just struggle in this tank, and I don't know why. It's just one of those things. Because on paper, it's exactly the same as the SU-100M and the Jagdpanther. Let's say for the armour. So here we are, we're in a supremacy battle. I've told the team already that I'm going to be overlooking the C-cap. They've said okay, they understand that. And they're pushing onto the C-cap. We've spotted 2 reds so far. They're over this side, so we know that the VII was overlooking C as well. Tiger One's looking, oh, and now we spot a Luva and an IS-3. So we know that there are 4 tanks over here out of the 7. So the chances are they are all here. Now, I'm doing and serving no useful purpose being at the back now, because they are not pushing. My team are pushing. They are not pushing, so I need to get up here and support my team. I'm a TD, remember. My job is to support. So I'm going to try and get something on the AC-46. I can't, because he's actually in a dip that you can't see. So I'm going to push around a bit more. Oh, there's a KV. So now we know there are 6 tanks over here and 1 tank's gone. So they're all here. So I don't mind pushing. I know the IS-3 is going to sit behind his rocks. He's not going to try and pen me. The Luva, he can't get me. It's the AC-46 that concerns me in that dip. And there he is. Can we get one on him? We miss, unfortunately. But we know where he is. And we know that the IS-3 isn't really going to push. We know the Luva isn't going to push. So let's concentrate on this difficult TD. We get a nice 360 roll into him. This is good. Now he's down to 132. Maybe we can take him out. No, we get a bounce because he's nicely angled. The IS-3's decided to stick a 370 into me. That's okay, he's got a long reload. And the AC-46 is finally gone. Perfect. Now, what do? I can see they're still not pushing. They are not a pushing team. So I'm going to do what many people consider stupid. I'm going to push on the IS-3. That's what I'm going to do. The reason I'm doing this is because if you look at the mini-map, I've got 3 tanks in support. If I can be a nuisance to this IS-3, it will allow them to get shots into him, because hopefully he'll be concentrated on me. So I'm just going to be up close and personal, being a big nuisance. I am brawling in a TD with an IS-3. Not my most sensible idea, but as a tactic, it was very effective, because he's gone. He has gone. We've got rid of him. Now we are 5 against 2. And the biggest concern now I've got is not the KV-13, but the VII. Oh, KV-13's gone. Now that TD is out there, and I still think he's got full hit points. He is a dangerous tank. He's even more dangerous to me because I've only got 51 hit points. He can literally blow in my general direction, and I am back in the garage. So I'm asking for help. I know he's here. I know I saw him at the beginning of the game around here, and I don't think he's moved because I haven't seen him put much in. He's taken 2 tanks out. There he is. He's down behind this. He's put himself in a nice bit of cover. Now, I'm going to load HE. Not the wisest move on my part. I miss. I should have stayed with AP, to be fair. But it's no great loss. I mean, AP and HE in this tank is, I'm probably going to get the same amount of roll. About 300 and something. So it's not a big deal. But I'm worried because he only has to look at me, really, and I'm gone. So I'm trying to angle a little bit. I know he's there. I'm trying to inch forward slowly to see if I can spot him. I can't. I try and put a blind shot in. Does nothing. I'm backing away again, reloading, moving slowly, inching forward, back up again. Where is he? Oh, he's seen me, and boy, I bounced 640. I put another. There he is. Oh, his armor, his camo is obviously a lot better than I thought. So now I'm fully loaded. Now he's looking at the reset. I get a 312 roll. I don't waste him. He's put up a good battle. Voila, we managed to get him after all. That was close though. I mean, I don't advise brawling against IS-3s. We get a second class. We did 1,400 damage. We did pretty well. We were only the 3rd best tank in that game, but that's not the point. I mean, the point was we did what we needed to do. We did our job. We supported the team, and we acted as a TD by taking all the hit points away that we could possibly take. We put ourselves in compromising positions on occasion, but we did so after studying the map and studying the situation. We didn't do it recklessly, and that's the thing. So, I mean, TDs are not the easiest tanks to drive. They're really not. So I've shown you 3 different games, 3 different tanks, and 3 different styles of gameplay. And they all resulted in effectively the same thing. Uh, Average damage of, in second class rewards, which is nice. Now, the first game we camped and we did well. The second game we were on the front line and we did well. And the third game we weren't on the front line, but we still did well because we got up onto the front line in the end. But the main thing about playing TDs is know its limitations. It's a support tank. It's not a frontline tank. It's there to support the team. It's there to remove the hit points from the other tanks. 9 times out of 10, you've got more damage out of your gun in a TD than the tanks around you in your team. Remember that. Don't go for the easy kills that have only got 4 hit points. You're not being an effective TD. Don't be worried that people will say you're a camper. In certain circumstances, as you saw with the Jagdpanther, you can camp and you can camp effectively. The idea of the game is to win. Keep telling everybody that. It's not to get 7 kills all the time. Anyway, guys, this was a request, as I said. I hope it's been useful. I am by far not the best TD player in Blitz. It's a tank I'm not overly effective at. But I enjoyed making this video, and I hope it was useful to you. And I enjoy going out in TDs on occasion. It's good fun to sit around and have a bit of a derpy gun, and it's a bit more challenging because it's got no turret and the armor's not exactly always the best. And it's different, and like I said, this was a request, so I was more than happy to go out there and give it a bash, and I hope you enjoyed it. And, as per usual, guys, if you've got any tips, comments, or anything, this is about all of us, so by all means, please comment. Please send us your tips. Please send me your replays. Let's get everybody showing how it should be played in a TD. Until then, I've been Fujit, as per usual. Stay safe out there, guys. Have fun and happy tanking. Hey, I've been Fujit and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments. Tell me what can be improved and tell me what you'd like to see. I really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.